get the one big out of the way right off the bat. And
Yeah.
will AI take our jobs?
Yeah. Could I just say yes and then period? No.
Yes.
I think that's one of the questions that that we're asking that's wrong. But I do think like if your job is the tactical part where anything you like are just like, hey, I spend most day on my keyboard and I'm click clacking away to move this to this and align this to that. And, it's really just tactical work.
Yeah.
AI will do that 24/7. They'll do it better. They'll do it air free. And they'll never complain about that.
Yeah.
And so those jobs and that kind of work is going away. And I think that's, so that's one of the big, questions that we get asked that I think is wrong. The other one, that I see all the time is like, well, is AI biased? And part of it is built on a lack of awareness of what AI really is and isn't, right?
Right. Right.
And so there's part of this where you go, well, 10 years ago, I saw this tech company again, they're in the Wall Street Journal and they got sued by the state of Illinois and blah, blah, blah. And you were like, okay, that was early onset machine learning AI built into some HR stuff. It was in beta, wasn't even live, right?
Yeah.
And what we learned, and even then, it was a misunderstanding of what AI is and isn't. So it was like, oh, AI is biased. And you're like, well, the way machine learning works is it just replicates something that you want over time. So if you're going to hire at volume and you say, okay, well, we're going to hire 100 people, machine learning would look at all the people that you hired and said, okay, well, I can give you more of those. And so then you go, so it wasn't the AI that was biased. It was the hiring managers that were hiring that were biased. Like the machine, they taught the AI, hey, we don't like women. And it said,
Right.
okay, cool. It never questioned whether it should or shouldn't, right?
Right.
Because
Exactly.
again, it was a very simple tree of like what it could do. It was just like, hey, I see that you're hiring this. You must want more of this. Here you go. And we were like, everybody lost their mind and said, AI is the problem. AI wasn't the problem.
Yeah.
AI did exactly what it should have done based on the training and learning, right? And so
Right.
then Gen AI comes around, and then we start to see, oh, we can actually tell it, hey, even though the hiring manager only wants to hire men, no, we need to have a very inclusive set that we give. And then when that manager again only selects men to interview, we'll be the ones that pound them on the, with a hammer on the head and say, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And so I think that those are the things that we keep asking about AI. And my thing is like, if you really understood where AI is and where it's going and how fast it's moving, and you said the question should be, if tomorrow a switch was flipped and 75% of my current workload went away in HR, what could we be doing? What should we be doing?
Right.
What's the amazing work that we've said for decade after decade that, oh, if we could only do this, this would be cool. And then we spend all day fighting fires and doing, the work we do. And we never have time for the really cool stuff because it's going to happen. The work will go away. It won't be like a light switch, right? Every little, payroll system, HCM system, recruiting system, little by little is going to layer in these features of AI that little by little will take away, pieces of work that we do. But, 12 months from now, 36 months from now, whatever, we're all of a sudden one day you're going to wake up and go, my job is drastically different than what it
Right.
was 2 or 3
Right.
years ago.
Right.
And so I think it's critical for us to go, because if we don't answer that question now, your CFO, your CEO, people are going to come to you and say, hey, we put in this AI. You no longer have to do 50% of your work, 25% of your work. So we need some heads. We need to
Right.
cut some heads.
Right.
Instead of going, hey, that's cool that you did that with that extra capacity. Here's what we've actually turned that into, right? We've actually turned this into a really kind of human-based retention system where we're having big conversations with our highest performing employees, and we're going to show that we're not going to allow them to turn over. We have a save strategy in place, or or in recruiting, hey, now that I don't have to do all of this kind of sourcing and screening, we're actually going to hunt the best talent in our marketplace, and we're going to come to you on a monthly basis and show you the people that we have in our competitors that we're actually nurturing right now to come work for us. Like there's some really cool stuff we could do. That's a higher level work that's hard for AI to actually do.
Yeah.
And I think those are the things. And again, I'm just giving like 2 or 3 examples. Like there's unlimited numbers of examples of based on your company, your culture, what you're doing, but we're not even having those conversations. We're almost like we're just sticking our head in the sand going, well, when it happens, I hope I'm still have a job. I hope
Right.
I'm the one turning AI on in the morning. You're like, come on, they don't even need that.
Yeah.